Hi everybody, just sitting down to let you know a couple things. Today's been a really big day for me. I wanted to let you know today I got my ocrelizumab. I was about a month and a half behind, which was very frustrating for me, and I actually do believe that's one of the reasons why I was having so much trouble with my MS. I have always said that the ocrelizumab saved my life as well as the chemo because it has no side effects. It's once in a 6-month time frame to actually get your infusion. You're there for about 5 hours. You have to stay about an hour after, but I've had almost 4 infusions, and actually I was on the study drug and I never had any reactions to it. So in honesty, I don't need to stay that hour. So it's because it's still new, they like to test it. 2, we had a huge monsoon storm last night. If any of you are the least bit familiar with the Phoenix area, you'll actually know that monsoon can be a very dangerous season. Many of us see all of the monsoons that hit in the African, nature shows and that kind of stuff. Well, little do any of you know, but your own states have it. Arizona has one, and it's huge. It's huge. Last night, we had 50-mile-an-hour winds. The lightning was actually right above my house. It struck a house just around the corner. It didn't actually start a fire, but it bored a hole through their roof. And then in Phoenix, I guess somebody was actually hit by the lightning. And it is 85 degrees in my house right now, 102 outside, 70% humidity, because there are some serious thunderheads that are coming. So we're bound to get hit again tonight, of course, because I just got my car washed today. Anyway, so we're bound to get hit again tonight. I'm going to do this quickly because I got a few new products that I want to really try. I have heard Anwin talk about number 7. She is the only YouTuber that I have ever seen talk about number 7. So you know what? I spent the money for it today. I want to see how well these worked. I have walked into Walgreens for years and years, and I have always seen this brand. I do not know if it's their brand. I don't know whose brand it is. It's pretty expensive, considering I think this was $23 and this was $29 at Walgreens, so forgive me. I did get a new Age Rewind. I actually duplicated it on accident, but it's in a lighter color. That's good. I do see Dramatic Mac. She loves this foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. Now, Wet n Wild in my day, how do I say this, was really more like children's crayon toy. It was like little 5-year-old toys. That's in the 80s, that's how it was. Their stuff was just crap. So for me to see these beauty gurus on here that talk, and I'm getting my hair done tomorrow. So anyway, so to see these beauty gurus talk so much about Wet n Wild it just floors me. So I'll talk more about the ocrelizumab in a few minutes. I'm going to put up 2 tutorials or 2 videos tonight. But at this point, because I do want to go have dinner with my friend Nate, and unfortunately Hunter's at work, he couldn't go. So I'm not really sure which one I want to try. I guess, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and try the Wet n Wild one. I did get a coupon with it, and I forgot to. There was a new guy at the station. So the other thing that I did buy is I bought this eye defense. I think that I'm aging beautifully, and I have no problems with telling people that I'm 45. I am gorgeous for 45, and I look good. I do not smoke. I don't drink that often. I take good care of myself. I try to get to the gym. I haven't been for a while, so I'm not going to lie to you. I have not gone. I have had a gym membership. This is the worst fleecing of America, gym memberships. I've had a gym membership for probably 4 years, and I think I've gone 3 times. And I paid $20 a month. And it has tanning. And look at me. How pale am I? Anyway, so I am going to start getting going because that was one thing that did combat my MS. And actually, I used to talk to my aunt about it all the time. My dad's sister, the middle sister, had MS as well, and I convinced her to do it. And her grandson, my cousin Andy's oldest son, actually became her personal trainer. And you know what? She started walking more. She started feeling stronger. She started feeling better. And then cancer took her away from us. So, if I can tell any of you people with MS, exercise is a key. Exercise is a huge key. There's really no way to get around it. I wasn't looking for any weight loss when I actually did mine, but it was about 140 pounds. I got down to about 125, but I felt so strong. I just felt very strong, and it was just a blessing. It was truly a blessing for me. And so I told my aunt about it and my dad, and he started going to the gym as well, and his legs got stronger. And then I would talk to my Aunt Christy probably once a month if I could. I tried. I was during my bachelor's working graveyards at the same time, so when I was awake, she wasn't. So as often as I could, I did try to keep track of her. But losing my family is still very hard for me, and that has to do with grief. So I have one about that, but I don't deal with it well. The other thing I went ahead and picked up with this L'Oreal Dermo Expertise, it's called Eye Defense, and it's supposed to combat your fine lines and stuff under your eyes with caffeine. So I'm a caffeine lover, so let's just see what this does. Going to pat it on here and give it a little bit of time. It says you can put it on your wrinkles and it puffs them up. So I have just laugh lines. I've had laugh lines since I was like 6, guys. I was a child that smiled all the time. I wore a great mask. Fantastic mask. Because what was going on at home wasn't the best. But what kid really actually says it was. But I think it was a little challenging for us, my sister and I. So let's let that wait just for a minute or two. And I just destroyed the box completely, but it says recommended for all skin types. This is an Eye Defense cream. It's a light, non-greasy gel cream that specially formulates to defend against signs of premature aging around the eyes. So it's caffeine and the hyaluronic acid. That's the one that I could never actually say when I tried to tell you guys about this moisturizer. It is the most fantastic stuff. Moisturizes for 72 hours. I mean, it's great. I can get up the next morning and my face still feels great. So when I hop in the shower, wash it off, put it on again, it just feels so clean all the time. So it says you can see visible results, reduces puffiness, smooths fine line and wrinkles, and then diminishes the small circles. It's good for everybody. The other thing that I was going to tell you about the lightning storm and the monsoon storm that you here in America have, or if you don't have, if you're not in America, abroad. With the monsoon storms, the lightning, it gets very scary. It really does. And it scares me. Twice we've actually had a tornado. They call them microbursts here because they're not Kansas-sized tornadoes. I mean, they're not ones that are half a mile wide. They're not an F1, F2. We do get funnel clouds that do sustain winds enough to hit a funnel cloud to touch the ground, but they call them microbursts because they touch ground, they travel just a bit, and then they go back up into the clouds. So we still get 60, 70 mile an hour winds and everything goes horizontal. And just like in Twister, you're like, cow, another cow, but it really wasn't a cow. You know what I'm saying? It's just stuff that you see. Twice I have sat in my closet with the pugs to get away from the middle of the house or get to the middle of the house because they have been so scary. I've been here 20 years and yeah, they can get really scary. So that's drying kind of nicely. I don't know if you can tell. I think that it's actually done. Wow. Holy smokes. Wow. I'm impressed. Let's get our primer out. I'm going to use again my One Heck of a Blot because I really love Soap and Glory. This one was recommended as a primer, as a go-to, as a permanent stay from Dramatic Mac. I just love her. Aisling is my first beauty guru that I ever watched. So I just kind of love her. There's 2 things on this makeup tutorial that I want to do, and I'm sorry that I was turning away, but 2 things on this makeup tutorial. I want to talk about this little gem. I don't know if anybody has any of these, and if you'll notice, I'm very shaky today. This is going to be a challenge. This is going to be a challenge. I hope I don't poke myself in the eye. This was made by Sephora itself. It's just a miniature palette. It says palette, just 6 eyeshadow palette is what it says. It's not really telling me anything. I think that this palette is amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and try this out for you guys. Look at the shimmers. This one is so awesome. And I'm looking to try it with a primer to see if I can get it to glitter up quite a bit. This one is amazing in between these two, and this one's a glitter as well. So I'm going to go ahead and wear that one, I think. My number 7s, I will try in a tutorial tomorrow. I did also get a new, Wet n Wild also has a new gel lip liner, so I'm going to try that as well, because I do have 1 or 2 new lipsticks that I want to try, but I don't want to go too dark today. Okay, so slow it down. Anyway, the other thing, I keep saying this, the house is 84 degrees because I do think that at some point in time that either our condenser has frozen up, just like they do with the amount of humidity, because we try to keep the house, I try to keep my house about 75 degrees. A lot of people freak out about this because they're like, oh my gosh, shouldn't you put it at 80? I'm like, you don't have MS and you don't have to sleep during the hot of the day. So those are 2 things that really kind of drive my temperature in my house. And yes, it's high, but it is just what I need to sleep. And if I don't, then guess what? We know. I just get taken down kind of bad like a shot. So just priming my face. It is so humid in my house. It's really hot in here. So other than doing my makeup, and I'm probably going to put up my hair because, like I said, I get my hair done tomorrow and I'm so excited. So please forgive the gray. Please forgive the gray. Like I said, I don't mind aging. I do age gracefully, and like I said, I am very much so a beautiful woman. And I appreciate what the Lord has given me. The Lord has blessed me with many, many things, and I thank Him every day for everything. The air that I breathe, the floor that I walk on, the car that I drive, the job that I go to, you know, anything, the food that I eat. These are the blessings that the Lord allows me, and I see the benefit of them. You don't have to if you don't. This is just my spirituality. That's just how I see it. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. So okay. Well, that's quite a dollop. Well, it's a little, like, spoon. That's awesome. Okay, so I think for today I'm going to go ahead and try to blot it on. I mean, to bounce it on, as Jeffree Star says. So let's get bouncing. It smells kind of like paint primer. And my kids just actually painted, so I don't know if maybe it's just paint that I'm smelling, but I think I'm smelling it on my... I think this is a medium coverage, and it looks very buildable. It looks very buildable. And I like that, because the nights when I want to go out, I want it a little bit thicker, but also in the middle of the summer here, you might as well just put some powder on, put your primer on, put some powder on, throw on some blush, and split. If you're going to actually have to be outside at any point in time, because there's no avoiding sweating in 112 degree weather. It's just, you can't. A lot of the places here have misters, and so as soon as you walk into some place, there's a great big old blop of water that hits you. Just a mist of water. It feels really good on the skin, but I don't like it again because I don't like to be rained on. We've discussed that. It hurts. I'm having to put quite a bit on. I just don't like the misters because it irritates my skin. That looks really good. That looks really good. Wow, my under eyes look amazing. Holy cow. It just puffs them up a little so that they look like it's full skin. It's amazing. Wow. Maybe I don't feel so... When I lost a lot of weight, at one point I got down to about 113 pounds. And I'm 5'7". And 113, and I'm not meant for that. I have a German-Irish body. I have a butt. I have a chest. So I'm a perfect hourglass. But I'm not meant to be 113 pounds. Now, 113 pounds on a 5'7" frame is almost disgusting. My hip bones were sticking out, my collarbone. You could see my collarbone, and as you can hear, you can actually still see my collarbones. I weigh about 140 right now. I've gained some weight. Hunter's helped me do that, and I'm very happy about that. Very thankful that he was able to help me, but it mostly just depended on going out at night and eating dinner. I'm not a big food eater to begin with, at all. I like food, but I'm not a real big eater. It just depends. If it's made with sugar, I'll eat it. If it's not made with sugar, just depends. And I'm not a big meat eater. My grandfather, my mom and dad, was a butcher. Was a butcher before he retired. And he cannot believe that I don't eat meat. He doesn't understand it. To him, a great big steak is exactly what he wants. And to me, a great big steak is just gristle and stuff that makes me gag. I used to like prime rib. When I was pregnant with Kylie, that's all I ate was prime rib. And Peter used to take me for prime rib every night. I was the most expensive wife, guaranteed. Today, to set my eyes, I'm going to use this Stay Matte Rimmel Stay Matte, and I'm going to just put this on here, and I'm going to pack this in. I'm going to pack it really good on my sponge, and make sure that it stays, because I want to do this before everything gets really dry, so that when it dries, it does not cake, and that I don't have cracks. And then I will use a loose powder on top. The other thing I'm doing with this is I'm going in and I'm packing in on my wrinkles. Because what this is going to do is this is going to sit, hopefully, in the wrinkle, so that what it will do is it will help fill out the wrinkle. I don't have too many, except for these lines, because I'm so expressionated. That's not a word. There's not a Tracyism. I'm very full of expression and animated. There's a Tracyism. See, expression, animated, put them together. Expressionism. Unless that's an art style, I think, maybe. Going through that, trying to just set this, just pressing it in hard. Not to the point that it hurts, but I'm pressing it into the skin to make sure it stays. Oops, almost dropped it. Okay, that's done. I'm gonna grab out this. Okay, so we're gonna use our MAC paint pot. Actually, first what I wanna do is, sorry guys, I wanna go in and I wanna set my under eyes again with this loose powder. Just kind of see when I bake it a little. I don't like the baking thing, but this partly just eliminates any fallout that comes down off the eyes if I'm not using any of my little tips and tricks on how to fix that. I'm gonna go ahead and brush it off already. I don't want it too dry, because then I look like I try too hard. Okay, so let's contour. Okay. We're gonna contour, and I'm still, because it's summertime, my contour is still going to be my bronzer. Whoa, this one's dark. I think I pushed it in there too much, so let's just blend it out here. And it is just so hot and wet in this house. So I'm just gonna go down the sides of my nose. Again, I don't believe in that little highlight thing anymore. I think that might be something for cute little girls, but I'm a woman. I don't need to be a cute little girl. Yeah, I just don't believe it. So I'm going to take my Almay setting powder, my Almay loose finishing powder. I'm going to go over my contour with that, because I really did get too much on there. So let's try to blend that out a little bit. That's the best part about powder. Powder is so amazing. You can actually blend this out to however you want. The other thing is taking the big brush and doing the same. We're going to get rid of that. Good. Okay, since we have that out, that's done. I'm going to use my blush brush. And no, I didn't do my highlighter today because I'll tell you guys, I forgot to show you something. I actually bought 2 new Wet n Wild, because I've heard of these as well. 2 new bronzers, and I really want to try, I think, this one today. So, Anne Wynne had them on her page again, and I wish I had a direct line to her, but I think she's in Scotland. I don't know which country she lives in. She's somewhere in Europe, either in England or in Scotland. I don't know where she's at, but I think she's amazing. And that's Aisling as well. She lives in Ireland, and she says that Wet n Wild is kind of hard to get over there, but I'm tempted to send her a box, see what she thinks if I can just load up something, because Wet n Wild is extremely inexpensive, and I think that that's really great for me, but it's really hard for people in Europe to get. They said they get them on Beauty Bay now. She was talking about Boots. I have no idea what Boots is. I have a feeling that Boots is probably something similar to our Walgreens or CVS pharmacies. I think it's a pharmacy store. Sorry, I was trying to get rid of that. Okay, so here we go. Well, okay, so here we go with our highlighter. Let's go ahead and try it with the highlighter brush. I'm going to put some of these others away. Clean them off a little first, like I do. So let's see what we can do with this one. I'm thinking that, has no smell to it. It's beautiful. You guys can see that. Ooh, yeah. That looks nice. I like that. Nice. Oh, goodness. Ooh. That looks so nice. Today when I was at Walgreens and I was just searching for deals, Walgreens has an excellent program. They have a points program. And oftentimes what happens is that you can go and you can get buy one free. Yeah, you can go in and get buy one free. That this hyaluronic acid. No. Oh, I can never remember the name. I'm sorry. Anyway, this hyaluronic. Oh well, that one. Anyway, that is expensive. That is just a gel that will last maybe 2 months, and it's like $14. So if my daughter and I both use it, so you can get one and the other one is only 50% off. So in essence, I'm really not paying that much money for it. Plus I earn points for it. And so today, although my purchase was a total of about $150 because of all the stuff that I buy there, because I hate Walmart. I despise Walmart. If that is not one of the most ghetto machines I have ever seen in my life, I hate Walmart. The only thing I would ever do is order online from them, or at Christmas time go at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's the only time to go. Their graveyard workers are amazing. They're very, very kind, very helpful, and I don't mind walking around the boxes that they're restocking the store with. Doesn't bother me a damn bit. But I hate Walmart during the day, and I refuse to go unless I'm practically dying. And it's the one major store that's out here. There isn't another major store like that out here at all. So in my little city, but I can go into Mesa and go to Target. I can go to another Walmart. Really, Target and Walmart are the only other options unless you want to go to a grocery store, which I suppose is fine, but I'd much rather go to Walgreens. So, okay, we're going to get this. I'm going to use this miniature palette because I'm really excited. I've used it half the week. I've showed you guys which one I'm going to use. So we're just going to do this quickly because, like I said, I'm trying to get out of here and I want to film stuff for my MS one too. But I want to do it after I get my makeup on in case somebody doesn't want to watch the makeup one to hear that MS stuff. So I was talking about the Ocrelizumab, the Ocrevus, and with it you get 100 milligrams of Solumedrol, which to anybody who's ever taken a steroid before knows that this is prednisone. It's just a generic but very potent IV steroid. And 100 milligrams gives you a nice little boost. These last 3 days, let's see, I've been off work for 2 days because I just started having so much trouble breathing and just general overall entire body weakness, which happens every once in a while. I'm going to the neurologist on Monday, and I will probably let you guys know what's up. But I did go see them also, I think, Tuesday morning. And that was for the study drug with the study with the energy supplements, the extreme endurance. And I actually am going to go to GNC and go get some of those again because I really think that they helped a lot with my exhaustion. It's hard. These last 2 days I struggled just to get out of bed and use the restroom. It was just work. And I think the first day I slept almost 22 hours. I don't know why I am so tired. And I think part of it is because now that study is over and I have been, just running great guns and doing everything that I can to get as much done while I'm feeling really good, because I know that it's not always going to be there. I mean, I can try to do this all the time, but it's not always going to be perfect. And I'm not always going to have that convenience of being healthy 24/7. So when I do feel good, I really do try very hard to get all my stuff done as much as possible. So here we go, this little Sephora palette. I know a lot of people, they talk about ordering from Sephora. They talk about ordering high-end stuff from Sephora. I have not once seen anybody who's talked about a Sephora product or an Ulta product. The other thing is I do use the MAC paint pot now, but I'm almost going to go back to my other, I have another eye primer. And it's my Ulta one. It's made by Ulta. It's manufactured by them for them. And I would say that it's a match for the MAC paint pot. This, I think I spent $22 on when I ordered it online. And that to me is way too expensive for a primer. But this is going to last me, I don't know, 3-4 years. So considering it's only like $3 a year, I'll probably have for 3 years, $22, maybe $7 a year. That's a little bit more reasonable for me. So considering that is what that is, I guess I can not be so cheap. I don't have a lot of money to throw around, and what I do throw around, I have to be very picky and choosy and budget what I spend. So anyway, let's go ahead and get going with this. The ones I usually use, maybe only just one or two. I do use this cream. This one's cream, candy, almond, honey, chestnut, and classic. So even though I've primed with my Say What, that's a little bit darker, I mean, I've laid down a nice base for it. I am going to go ahead and go in with my cream, and I'm going to go ahead and go right over that, and I'm going to just go right into it. So I have a little bit of a darker transition on the top, and I don't have a problem with that. I like the transition on the top. I like the way it just kind of melds into each other. This is going to, I would have to say, I think I got it on clearance from Ulta for maybe $4.99, from Sephora, scanning through their clearance section, and I think that's what they sold it to me for $4.99. Wow, I want it to go in my purse. Yeah. It's become a favorite, kind of like my BH Cosmetics. So, okay, I just used the creamy. I think right now I'm going to use the chestnut. Now, this is kind of a silky, it's more like a satin. It's not a heavy color. It's not a huge matte color. This one I'm just going to go right over and build it up, just like everybody does. I'm going to build it up here. The chestnut, gorgeous color as a satin. Just absolutely gorgeous. And I love doing my eyes this way. My eyes are extremely blue. They are real, by the way. I get people that stop me everywhere. I could go to a bar. I could go to a grocery store. One time I worked at Kmart when I was, I worked there from 16 to 19. Yes, years ago. Anyway, and a little old lady that stopped me, she grabbed me by the arm, practically clotheslined me because I was flying around the corner because I was coming up to the registers. I worked the floor, and I was coming to the registers so I could open up a register because we had extra people, and that's what they used to do. You used to call for additional customer service on the floor type of thing. And they did, and I was whipping around the corner. She grabbed me by the arm. Like I said, she practically clotheslined me. And then the next thing she said, "Are those your real eyes?" I wasn't really sure what to say. It actually was the first time. other than my father telling me once that there was a gentleman that had stopped him about some girl with beautiful eyes, and it happened to be his daughter that the guy was talking about. That didn't go well. 13 years old. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going with the almond now. And so this little lady, she was just awesome. Dude, she was awesome. I just fell in love with her. We stood there and talked for just a few minutes. She actually came over to my register so she could visit with me. I did tell her that I wore contacts, which I do. Like I have said before on my tutorials, that I am a negative tan and a negative, both my eyes are negative tan. I am, since I'm correctable, I'm not considered blind, but for my strength, I technically could be considered blind. Okay, so we're just putting this in the crease. This is a quick makeup. I'm sorry. Tomorrow I have more that I want to do because I want to work more with these other foundations that I have. So I'm just putting this one in the outer V, and that'll probably be the extent of my outer V. This is just a going out in public or maybe going to work color. The other one, let's see, I really want to use this candy. This candy, I mean, it's like the greatest color that I've seen in forever. I did it the other day and my eyes were just so sparkly on the inside. But today, I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and try to use one of those. Okay, I found my favorite brush that I want to use because I really want to use that candy color. So we're going to go ahead with our Tarte Shape Tape. We all know that I don't use this as a concealer. I just use it as an additional base for my eyeshadows. And this one I'm going to take all the way in because I didn't really go too far in with doing a halo effect. I just kind of want to color this in, and I want to do my paint pot kind of light. Sorry, my Shape Tape kind of light. Oop, there went a wrinkle. See? Wrinkles. Everybody has wrinkles. Love my wrinkles. So one thing that I did get to do is, I don't know if anybody has this, but I have an Xbox One. And my boyfriend and I are playing Sea of Thieves. So yesterday Kylie was home with me. She got me wrapped up in the chair with my Xbox controller, which I have a dual purpose for that. I think the first purpose that I have for it is to keep my hands exercised. I type for a living, which is great, and I know that that's one way to keep my hands going. But I think that the skill and the task of having to use the controllers that they use nowadays is very hard to do, and I really am getting a lot of practice at it, and I'm finding that I may be shaky, but I can still do it, and that makes me so happy that I don't feel that I'm losing control of my hands because I shake so much. And you guys have seen that. I've showed it to you as I'm shaking right now, trying to put this on. But I'm trying to steady it out. See what I mean? What a gorgeous color. Look, it's like just a little fairy color. Look. Fairy sparkles. Oh my gosh. Oh, yes. I just love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to blend a little bit of chestnut back in there, which is the second color that I used. Chestnut? Yeah, the second color on my eye. I might even use the Say What out of my other one. It's awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. To get some liner on. I might even put lashes on today. Nah, it's too much work. I think lashes are a lot of work, so I don't like using them. And it's still very hot in my house. Yes, I'm still sweating. And it's warm in here. It is. Ugh. Last time I had the air conditioner guy come out, he said that there's nothing wrong with it. It just froze up. And so he just recharged the Freon and moved on, even though my air conditioning unit's been since 1994. Yes, I know. Yeah, but this isn't my house, and I have full intentions of not making a nuisance of myself when it comes to me. I don't want to be a nuisance when it comes to living here. I actually live in one of my ex-husband's mom's homes, and she is the most wonderful thing that has ever happened to me. She's just absolutely amazing. They live in California. They live away from me, further away from me, but Peter just lives down the street from me. So I still have contact with that family, and I miss them. I miss them very, very much. Okay, so I'm just going in here. I'm just going to blend this outer little section just a little bit with the Say What. There. Just no harsh lines. No harsh lines. Like I said before, we're going to paint in happy trees. We're going to pull a Bob Ross. Happy trees. Okay, so that's the one I used. I used the Say What. The Ulta colors that I absolutely love. I used the Say What. I have 2 eyeliner brushes, and this ColourPop is an E5. And I enjoy using this eyeliner brush, but I find that in these no-name black, I really couldn't, I don't even know where I got these. I think I ordered them maybe off Overstock or Amazon or something, and I really don't know where I got them. They are my favorite brushes when it comes to doing especially my gel liner. I like the gel liner because it stays on my face the whole time, so that works. And let's see, let's go ahead, and this is my oh, that's not the one I wanted. I was going to use the Blackest Black. What I want to use actually is my brown. I put the wrong one away, and I haven't done my eyebrows. No. So again, here is my, this is the Maybelline eyeshadow. This is an espresso, and this one is another one that is extremely well loved. I'm probably going to have to replace it soon. I haven't hit bottom of the jar yet, but it would not surprise me if I come on into that in the next couple months, because of this, I have been using doing these YouTube's colors and stuff, I actually have been using and wearing so much more makeup. So I'm just going to, sorry for my hands, but I'm going to go ahead and paint this on. And again, yes, I am one who pulls on my eyelid. I try not to pull very hard, but I think because of my weight gain, weight loss, weight gain, weight loss, even my eyelids have extra skin. And I don't know if any of you ladies and gentlemen out there have had that issue. And also because I'm extremely shaky, I'm trying to show you guys that you can still do these things. These are real, this is real stuff that I do. This here is just so that I don't get fingerprints in my makeup. So continue with this eye. But even though I'm shaky, I can still do my makeup. My right eye is the one that oftentimes when I'm getting ready, if I'm overly tired, or at night when I get home and I'm overly tired, my right eye won't actually close. And if you'll notice, my left eye is so much easier to keep closed for me and to do. Little brush is that I find I'm oftentimes a little bit off when it comes to my eyeliner on my left eye. It's usually a little bit thicker than the one on my right, so then I go back in and I have to fix the right one just to make sure that they look equal. Then if I don't put anything underneath, because these are very light colors that I put on my eyes, I just take a little tiny stretch of eyeliner from what's left on it, and yes, I'm going to clean this one up. And that's how I do just a little bit of an outside wing. And then I will take a small bit of, I use my other little brush and either clean it up with concealer, or I will take something out of the palette, which most likely, because you guys are watching this, I think I'm going to go ahead and attempt to put on some of this little fairy dust under here and see, because it goes great on the inside to light up the eye. I don't want to use the candy one. I want to use, oh, the candy one. Sorry, not the cream one. I like the candy one. And I'm going to put it underneath out here because it's sparkly. And then I'm going to go in with the chestnut under the whole line. Again, I have not touched my eyeball because my eyes just don't do well with that. Okay, so all I really have to do is put on mascara. I don't have anything to show you about mascara. It's no big thing. The one I love the most is this Voluminous. It's L'Oreal Voluminous Curved brush. It's my favorite. It's the one my go-to. It's the one I use. I have one other one that I use, but it's in my makeup bag, so I'm sorry about that. But I'll go ahead and let you guys go. So this is pretty much my finished look. I might just brush up a little bit on my highlight, and then I'll go ahead and do some lipstick, which is just boring. So I'm not really sure what I'll wear. Probably my new Smashbox I got just out of my new little Smashbox one that we just got from BoxyCharm. I think I'll wear that. Some finishing spray, and I do this before I do my mascara because it startles my face, or startles me, so that I end up blinking hard. So that's one of the reasons why I do my setting spray first, and that way I do my mascara last. I'm already sweaty. I'm already extremely hot. I think I hit my hair more than I hit my face. Yeah. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next tutorial for sure. So we'll talk about some MS stuff in just a few minutes, and I'll be right back.